Yes, hello champions, this is Elias Mohazi. Very delighted this week to share with you tips you can use to grow your business. Those of us who are new to this channel, please make sure you subscribe because I'm really delighted to share with you tips you can use to grow your business. Ask your team to subscribe. And I'm also the author of a wonderful book called The Master Key to Network Marketing Success. Make sure you get yourself a copy from Aristoc, but also you can get it in Kenya, in Tanzania, and you can also be able to get it online and in so many French-speaking countries, including Benin and also in DRC. But this week I have a very interesting topic to share, and that is 2 types of decisions to help you win big in business. 2 types of decisions to help you win big in business and in life. Very interesting. Now, I want to suggest that there are 2 types of choices that we have. But before we talk about the 2 types of choices, I once read a quote by John C. Maxwell, and the quote says, "Life is a matter of choices. Every choice that you make makes you." Life is a matter of choices, and every choice that you make makes you. So that shows you that how the choices we make every day really impact our lives forever. So what are the 2 types of choices that we make in life? The first one is the upstream choices. The upstream choices, and the next one are the compounding choices. Now, I'll begin with the upstream choices. What are the upstream choices? These are choices that if you make will change the course of your life completely. Are we together? These are things that these are choices that you must get right or less wrong as early as possible. Examples of such choices are choices for example, the source of income you choose. Do you choose to become employed? Do you choose to become a business person? The kind of source of income that you choose really defines, it completely changes the course of your life. Point number 2, the university course that you do. You can imagine if someone chose to be a doctor or if they chose to become maybe a lawyer. You see, they have followed 2 different paths. So that is what they call an upstream choice. The city that you live in dictates the opportunities that you have. You can imagine someone who's probably living in Kampala and the person living in New York, then the kind of opportunities present for them are different. Then, of course, the person that you marry, very important. You marry right, correct. You marry wrong, maybe wrong. Then the friends you choose. So basically, those are upstream choices. For them, they change the entire course of your life. So I want to give us 3 tips on us being able to make the right upstream choices. The first one, you need to understand what you want and what you don't want. So in making these upstream choices, ask yourself, what do I want and what don't I want? Point number 2 is to figure out the consequences and the trade-offs that come with these such choices. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to trade off? So basically, when you're making upstream choices, ask yourself, what are the consequences and what are the trade-offs? Then point number 3, be ready to pay the what? The price. That whatever upstream choice that you make, then be ready to pay the what? The price. Because if you go through this process of understanding the upstream choice that you make, then you always know, you'll always never you'll never fall prey to the paradox of choice. Paradox of choice is whereby all the time you are jumping from one choice to another choice to another choice. Basically, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. So basically, once you have been able to make great upstream choices, then you get yourself rid of what they call the paradox of choice. Now, the other kind of choices that we have are what we call the compounding choices. These are choices that have a compounding effect. Those of us, oh my goodness, I want to recommend a very, very beautiful book by Darren Hardy, a book called The Compounding Effect. What a great read. It's one of the greatest books I've ever read. It talks about compounding. It's called The Compounding Effect and talks about compounding choices. But anyway, what are these compounding choices? These are choices that are basically habits and routines. These are now the unfortunate bit about habits and routines. These are easily ignored because the consequences of such choices, both good and bad, are never immediate. Are we together? So it's very important. And yet, incidentally, with time, these small habits eventually create a strong outcome. So, and because once they start feeding themselves in over and over and over again, then they keep on compounding and compounding and compounding and compounding. So I want us to ask ourselves today that what good habits am I compounding, and put yourself a tick. But also ask yourself, what bad habits am I compounding, and put yourself a next there. Because much as you don't realize their immediate impact, I promise you that over time, these choices, these compounding choices may affect you eventually. So my dear friends, I want us to examine ourselves and ask yourself, what are the upstream choices you have made in your life, either consciously or unconsciously, and what can you do about them? If they are wrong, can you change? And then if they are right, can you uphold them and keep them up there? But then point number 2, what compounding choices happen in life? If they are good, keep it up. If they are bad and they are slowly eating you up, then I want to suggest to you, please immediately stop and put a tracker. But also important, if you feel that you are struggling with the particular vices, you are struggling with the particular, maybe you are not happy with some of your daily habits, with your routines, then I suggest that you read yourself a book by Darren Hardy, The Compounding Effect. You're going to thank me later. Otherwise, I want to thank you, champions, for listening to me. I hope that you make great choices. Otherwise, I hope to see you at the top. Please remember to subscribe and remember to buy yourself a copy of the Master Key to Network Marketing Success. May God bless you. See you at the top. Away.